So basically, there's scammers. I mean, these are like corporations now, a lot of them overseas, but their whole business is to scam and to buy these MC numbers, sit on them, and basically, chameleon carriers, what it's called, where they kind of take over and they look like this reputable carrier that's been in operations for who knows how long, but now it's a totally different company, but it looks the same on paper. And then they'll just steal loads, and they'll do that until they get flagged enough times, and then they just retire that MC number, and they got dozens more that they can move on to.
I've seen also the instances where, let's just say you and I, we own five separate entities, and we have 10 trucks. And as one entity's name gets uh, reputational damage or gets enough black marks against it, we take the truck out of that fleet, move it over to the other carrier MC. And so we could be really bad actors, and we have these five entities, and it takes a long time to put it to a stop. And then at some point you go, I'm going to put this in my wife's name, and I'm going to do the same. And it just goes on and on and on. And let's face it, we're all busy. And I want to be able to look at a system and say, that guy's no good to work with. Yet that I don't need any explanations. I don't want to have phone calls. I don't want emails back and forth. That guy's just, and he calls and says, hey, why can't you work with me? Mike, why can't he work with me? Say, hey, go through the system. That's it. I don't care.
Right. So yeah, Descartes now has my carrier portal as part of our carrier compliance monitoring, carrier vetting and onboarding solution. And my carrier portal has been around for, I think it's got to be 15 years by now. But yeah, so it started kind of more on the insurance monitoring side of things, just making sure things were in compliance from that standpoint, and looking at safety. Because I mean, security is big, but also safety is another big issue as well. Like, is this carrier, a hazard on the highways, right? Because there's a lot of new legislation being proposed, but some of it is trying to hold shippers and brokers more accountable for kind of hiring carriers that are not safe. So set aside the freight fraud and theft. There's also, I mean, you see, there's headlines almost every day now of fatality and an accident, right? And so they're shutting down the CDL mills. There's all the English language proficiency. There's a lot of other things that are floating around. But so with my carrier portal, right, pulling in the FMCSA data, we've got partnerships with a lot of other folks out there. I know you've had on the podcast. So bringing in those different things, as well as just our network effect of feedback from people, but looking at, what's their insurance rating. I mean, we've seen people now, they're actually standing up fake insurance companies and issuing fake insurance.
Tells you how much money is available.
Yeah, and so like, yeah, so you're a broker and you're just like, well, let me see your insurance policy. Oh, here's my insurance policy. Well, those things are now being faked as well. So we're doing stuff where we're checking with secretaries of state, chambers of commerce. You got to line up all this different data. Like, does the MC line up with the business license that's on file there? Right? Has the phone number been changed in a while? Like, what's the IP address that's pinging? Right? So there's carrier security of vetting, like, who am I talking to? And there's other solutions out there that do this as well. We all have got some differences between us, right? But the next level is also not just verifying the carrier, but also then verifying the driver and who's coming to pick up. So it's that real time thing. So we call it VIN validation in my carrier portal. So if it's someone that's new, or maybe they got a couple flags on them, and you just want to do another, like, okay, get on the phone, talk to them. Like, do they know freight?